So myself Harikiran, I am a alumni of ABBS, passed out in 2019 batch, majored in marketing. Mauser being a key player in it in the global distribution part. Our warehouse is very big. It is in Texas. That's where the crowd supply was also happy to get acquired by Mauser. Talking is different and writing is different. So when you talk to the other person, you make sure that with their body language and with their gestures you will make it out if they are really getting what you are saying or not, at least 80-90% of the time. While writing you say one thing, and how they are getting perceived what you are saying, it completely depends upon their mindset and how they are at that time.
Hi, I welcome you to Changemakers by ABBS podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Nita, for having me over here and giving me the chance to come and talk to you all the old students, and also to let me share my experience over this 3-4 years of it. Thank you.
So, before we get into the actual conversation, would you mind letting us know a bit about yourself, your journey so far, and also the work that you do?
Yes, sure. So myself Harikiran, I am a alumni of ABBS, passed out in 2019 batch, majored in marketing, and post that my first job was a management trainee in Kazana Jewelers Corporate Limited. So I used to take care of this advertising and the complete branding for all the 48 retail stores. I used to work in a corporate office. I handled television ads, paper ads, radio ads. So I was there for 6 to 7 months. After that, I moved out, and later on, things has happened. Now, currently, I'm working as a marketing communication specialist at Moser Electronics. But if you ask me precisely, I work for Crowd Supply, so it is a separate entity owned by Moser Electronics, and I'm the sole employee from the Indian in terms of operations perspective. So taking care of vendor onboarding and the other stuff. So as of now, I handled over like 120 creators onboarded and launched 300 plus products in their platform.
Great, absolutely great. So, having an MBA in marketing from Acharya Bangalore B School to managing global operations, so how has your journey evolved?
So I will be honest. So like I was saying, it was first 6-7 months in Kazana Jewelers. I'll try to keep it short. It won't be a boring story or an elevated version of KGF. I'll try to keep it real. So that was my first job. It was all good, but because of some reasons, I moved out after 7 months, and I it was in 2020. So I took a 2-3 month break, and then I got into Hudson. You must have heard about it. It's one of the top FMCGs in India. So I got the joining letter, and there comes my first surprise. My joining day was the COVID lockdown, first wave. So my joining has been halted, and after that it was complete blank. But time passed just like that. 4 months, 5 months, I waited. Okay, things will open, and then I literally got fed up with waiting, and it was also not that great. People are losing their jobs. So that's when there was this crazy idea, struck my mind. My father is a government servant, so I see how peaceful and stable life it is. So I thought, let's give a try with government sector as well. What wrong will it go? So that's when I completely stopped focusing on the private sector. Sat for that for 2.6 to 2.8 year continuously in that whole 2021-22. But it didn't work out for so many reasons. For some I went till last round, for some it was not clear in the first thing. But I'm just grateful because I don't think not in every family you will get that support. Sitting for 2-3 years working on something which you're not very sure about it. But then I understood, okay, even I'm aging, I should be going back to my old track. And that's when Mauser has happened, and I'm very glad it happened because it is a turning point for me, and it gave me the platform to to bounce back again, because I was a complete fresher by then. It was like hardly 6-7 months experience, and having 2.8 years back, it is really not easy. Somehow I pulled it and got into it, so that's why I got into it.
Every journey is inspiring. So,
Yeah.
everyone has their own journey.
Yes.
So, what exactly does your role in your current company involve?
First, I'll give a brief introduction about what crowd supply does actually, because this is a very niche platform. Not many people are very well aware about it. So it's a platform where it funds all the technical creators and junkies who wants to launch their own products. So, for example, you have a great idea, but you don't have the funding and you don't have the knowledge how to manufacture it, how to do the supply chain, how to launch it globally. So that's where our crowd supply comes into the frame. So what we do is we take their pitch, If we like the product, we keep it in our platform. So we do the marketing stuff saying that this is the project, and every project will have their own page. You can say kind of like web page. So it will tell you what the product is, how it is useful. And here the trick is, so normally when you buy a product, you expect it to be delivered by 5 days, 10 days maximum, right? So here the unique thing is it's all prototypes. It is not a ready to deliver one. So when you see it, so we say that this is the product, it is like $10, $15. So they have followers like around 40,000, 50,000 followers all over the globe. So they follow it regularly. Once they do like the product, they back it. I mean, you prepay it saying that I want this product. So if I back one product $15, so for suppose if that guy wants $20,000 as a funding campaign, $15 is already credited to him. So like that, we run it for 45 days. It will be there, and then they will be funded. So that's how we help the all these creators to get their products launched. And it's very interesting one. So my turn is, it is very vast. So if you ask me, my job is to onboard the creators. Every project has to be launched under a separate entity as a vendor. So I need to set them legally as a vendor with Moza, and then I take care of launching their products, building their part numbers, getting them paid on time. Post payment, I coordinate with the logistics and the warehouse team, making sure their products are getting shipped from their place to the Moza warehouse. So it's a kind of like long process. It doesn't happen in a span of 10-15 days. So if you ask me, if you back the product today, let's think that okay, the project is ended tomorrow. After that, it will take 6 to 7 months of time to get your product reached to your home, because then we transfer the funds to them, then they manufacture it, and then they'll send it to you. So that is how it is different. And if you heard about like Kickstarters, that is like one of the competitors for us. It's in India. So Mauser liked it, and 8-9 years back, so they acquired it. And so the whole operations is be done from abroad. So people do work from different states. So 3 years back, what has happened? They had this idea. Moser had this idea of like, why can't we have a operations base in India taking one role? So my luck, when I was looking, desperately at that time, I was the first hiring for that role. And still, I'm the only person here. So from India side, I'm the only person who is handling this operation, sole employee. And it is really interesting. And or on top of all that, I report directly to the president of the crowd supply. So his name is Josh Lifton. He stays in Portland. So I report to him directly. We have bi-weekly calls. And here I have a local manager who is there to support me. So it is like, you can say, a lone runner game. So there is nothing. So my work will be like a A4 sheet paper. It's very transparent. Good, bad, ugly. It will be reflected very easily. I mean, that's how we can say, you will shine when things are going right, and you'll be burned when things are going wrong. But that's give me that scope to learn more, because it's not everywhere you get the opportunity to work with the president of a company and to learn from him. That's make my job interesting.
Absolutely. And also you get to work for with the complete cycle, like
Exactly.
starting,
Yes.
end. So that's the
Yeah.
beauty of the journey.
Yeah, and if you ask me, totally, I work with 9 different teams situated globally all around the world. And Mauser, because finance team works in US, and there is a logistics manager that works in the other part of the US. So the time frames, that is something which I learned after coming here. It's tough to because I ask a question in the middle of the night at 7 o'clock when I'm clocking off. They'll reply it in the next day afternoon. Sometimes it will be the next day night. So to handle these time frames and understanding the different teams, so my whole workflow has 20 different steps that includes integrating all these 8 teams, logistics, payment. It's a bit of challenge in the beginning, but I was excited and glad to have this kind of role. To be frank, I never even knew there is a business like this till I joined here.
Even I didn't know until like you explained it. So
Exactly. So I mean, this is a very unique platform, and we are trying to bring that awareness in India. If you ask me, India is a very big market to target, but unfortunately we have very small percentage of the people who are interested into core this electronics launching their own products. And every time I get wondered when I see people from China, Europe, very young people that trust me. There was a recent creator whom I worked last week. Her name is Chia Lang. She's from China. She's 15-year-old. She developed a embedded board and she launched that product towards us with us. I was like, okay. So the one thing with this job is you won't have a monotonous work, because every product has their own issues, every creator has their own issues. So you just have to
absolutely.
deal with it on a regular basis.
Right. So since you mentioned about creators, so you work with hardware creators worldwide. So, what has been the most exciting part of the job?
Yeah, so like I said before, so it's not one, you cannot say creators belongs to one particular segment. We have researchers, engineers, students, and also a common junkie who doesn't even have a graduation. So they do have these, great urge to launch something or own. They come, and 8 out of 10 people, they have no clue about the whole supply chain process, because they have the product and they're looking for someone who can help them out to walk them through the whole process. So that's where we come to them. So most of them, right, they do have only the raw idea, and even to manufacturers they have to go to a third party. So that's where we come into the picture, Mauser being a key player in it, in the global distribution part. Our warehouse is very big, it is in Texas. So that's where the crowd supply was also happy to get acquired by Moser. So all these people who are coming, they are all fresh. They don't know how to set them up as a legal entity. So we help them from the starting with tax forms. Let it be, approving the packing labels for the product. And the toughest part is to give them proper. So for any electronic product, if they want to export it, you need to classify it. You need to have one import and export code both. So our Moser team gives them the classifications that is necessary for their product. Starting from that, it's literally once they get the funded, that's where the real fun starts. And some of the young people who thinks that they can handle their own shipment, so we ask them to sign a small agreement called, it has incoterms part. So incoterms means, so you agree saying that there are different incoterms part, 5 6. So for example, when I say DDP, duty delivers paid, that means that you allow Mauser to take care of the whole documentation part, import till from his manufacturing place to our warehouse, all the legalities, documentation part, customs part. So our company will take care of it, and we charge for that. So we explain them this is the case, but they think that okay, definitely MNC will charge more. They say that no, we do it on our own, and they sign it with the part called FCA. That means they will take care of it, and we know that headache, but we cannot force them to sign with us. And when they do it on their own, what's happening is, and we don't blame them, they're doing it for the first time. Every time we get issues with the customs, so they ship the shipment, and in Bangalore office here itself it will be stuck. So we have to go back to our broker and ask them to clear the shipment, and these kind of things, right? They are all very time sensitive as well, because we tell the people who have bagged it, they will be expecting for the product to be delivered on time. So we cannot tell them all the technicalities, issues what we are facing, because if you ask me, they don't really care about us. And I understand that no one wants to hear the your business difficulties for them. You say that you promised me to get the product delivered on this time, why it is not coming? So we explain the creators saying that this is what it is happening, you please redo the document and we'll take care of it. And the real headache is, as a part of crowd supply, we want the best for them. But Mauser being such a big entity, what they do is, this is what something we have been telling from the beginning, why you are not asking them to stick to agreement with us. It's very bad for the business if you tell them no, you have to pay and we only help you to clear it. So these things, right? So I have to play this two-faced man when I'm with the crowd supply. I'm a Mauser employee but full-time supported crowd supply. So when I talk to my boss, I say I am the crowd supply team. But when I'm with Mauser, I have to take their side and explain why we need to extend our support to the crowd supply. So this actually helped me, to learn a lot of things. And it is really not easy. In the starting, I was like going chaotic. I was telling my boss what's happening. I don't have a team, and these people are saying one thing, and these people are not agreeing to that part. So yeah, but to be frank, you will learn a lot when you deal with a lot of people,
Yeah.
especially.
These things will stay. I mean, we cannot expect in terms of like creators or customers, like both the customers will be same. So every customers will be different from each
Yes.
other. So these things will be there. The only solution for this is to stay calm
Yes.
throughout the entire
Yeah.
situation.
So I mean, so you and the other important thing what you have to learn when you are doing all these operations is, talking is different and writing is different. So when you talk to the other person, you make sure that with their body language and with their gestures, you will make it out if they are really getting what you are saying or not, at least 80-90% of the time. While writing, you say one thing, and how they are getting perceived what you are saying, it completely depends upon their mindset and how they are at that time. So our whole communication happens in GitHub with all the creators over the globe. So we talk to them through GitHub. So when you talk to them, you need to be make sure you are giving the right direction of what you wanted to convey. So we don't want any misleading happening over there, especially when it comes to the MOQ, like minimum order quantities and the lead times. So these details are very, you need to be very careful. Attention to detail has to be utmost when you're dealing with these things. So I won't say that I'm perfect even now. I still do make mistakes. And the thing is, yeah,
All
you will learn from it, and gradually you will try to understand. Even you don't panic even when you make a mistake, because
right,
it's like, yeah, I have already seen it, I know how to handle it. So these things
right.
make it very interesting, yeah.
So, how did your journey, MBA journey at Acharya Bangalore B School, help shape your career?
So 3 points which I can say, actually, when I was in college, which really helped me out is, one is to understand what is a consumer is, a customer, what do they want, and also to diversify the market for any product. So these things, all the textbook concepts, that really helped me a lot, and also we used to have discussions saying that if a campaign is not working, why it is not working, and if it is working, you should also able to dissect why it is working. Because there is a common misunderstanding saying that one campaign will work in every area, in every problem. That is really not the right thing to think. So these things I have learned it from there. But to be honest, real understanding came only when I came to the field. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
textbooks cannot teach.
absolutely.
Yeah, textbooks
So,
cannot
whatever
teach
you
you.
learn in the college, that is
Yeah,
just the backup thing. Like, if
exactly.
just in case you're like failing somewhere and you're not able to understand, then you go back to those days and think
Yeah.
about it and come back.
And because no one teaches you in the college about stakeholder management and
Yeah,
cross function communications, and also the ability to expect the worst. So in college it's all about, you feel it like a fancy way. No, this is how it is. No, I mean, trust me, it is really not. It doesn't matter if
right.
you're an MNC or a startup thing. You so
That's the age also, no? We cannot
exactly.
blame.
Yeah, yeah. So you are young, you expect so many things. You think like, it will be a straight road. I am like, I am that, I am this. No, it will humble you down, and you will learn from it. So yeah, college is good to have, conceptual wise, but you need to get dirty in the corporate to understand what it is really about. But it
Right,
really helps you out. So in college, you need to make sure you learn the right things. Especially people think that, teamwork comes in overnight. No, it starts from the college. How well with your friends, especially you. So when you study in a college, like in any college, not only Acharya in Bangalore, you have people from all over the India. So how well you are open to understand the other culture, other language, and breaking that language barriers, culture barriers, how you adjust yourself when it is really necessary. These things, I mean, Acharya taught me very well, because I come from a Andhra, Telugu speaking guy. But if you ask me, all my close friends, none of them are Telugu. So one guy is from Nagpur, one guy is from
wow.
Nagpur.
I mean, wow.
Yeah. So it's like, that is something which I have learned, and even our faculties used to tell. See, I understand, the same language speaking gives you extra comfort while you're roaming, but we encourage you to go and talk to the other states guys. And we never understand why they are saying it. But later on, when I got to know here, that is something I see people still struggling here to fit into the batch, as a team. And that is something is inevitable. You have to learn when you're, I mean, my case it's different. I mean, it's an IC role, individual contributor role, but I would love to be a team player. And but unfortunately I don't have a team here. So I just work alone. So these things, yes, you will learn it from the college. And we used to go to the other colleges for these quiz competitions, presentations. These things gives you that confidence. And it is not that easy to go in front of the crowd to talk. So everyone has their own securities, and I guess that is fine. My only thing, there was a senior who helped me out when I was saying that I don't know how people perceive me if I fail it on the stage. He was like, with whom you are even getting scared? People who are sitting on the other side, even if they laugh, it's fine. You are trying to do something on the stage, it's okay.
Yeah,
If that is the case, you will never grow. So that I remember it well. So that's how it all helped me. Even the seniors, faculties, it's a good one, fun part.
right. So, what would be your advice to the students of ABBS who wants to build a career in global operations?
Can only say three things. I mean, first and foremost would be the ability to have this cross function communications, because when you are into operations, you may work solo, but you have to integrate so many people from different departments. And trust me, every department feel they are the best in the company, and their team is the reason the company is running. I mean, it's not a bad thing. You should feel like that. Otherwise, it's tough. So you
But
have to.
to not be overpowering to the other
Exactly.
department.
Yeah.
That's what it
So when you talk to them, you should make them feel like, yes, you are important. So
Yeah.
I need you to work, as a priority to me. So when
Right.
you should never make them feel insecure or in a position saying that their work is not taken as a priority. You should never do that, especially when you're integrating with so many people. So
Yeah.
you should grow that ability to work with different departments. And especially in my line of work, if you see data accuracy and documentation, that is must. So for example, to say for any product, we get a 10-digit classification code. Even if one digit, if I enter it in a wrong way, that will not pass the test in the customs. They'll hand it accountable, and we need to go back saying that this is the reason. So that is something you cannot miss, that attention to detail and the documentation part as well. So whatever the communication you are happening with the creators and with the internal departments, you need to make sure it is documented in a way when any issue comes to you, you should be able to show them this is what has happened, so that the whole mistake, it doesn't blow on your head. I mean, this is from my personal experience. I'm saying in the initial stages, there was a miscommunication has happened, but I didn't document it properly. I was held accountable for the whole mistake. So that is something which I learned the hard way. So always document anything in the corporate so that you can save yourself if anything goes wrong. And the other thing, if you ask me, try to work with incomplete information. You can never wait till you have the complete information and say that, okay, I'll start. So that is something which my boss has told me, who stays in the US. So he told me that, Harry, in your line of work, you need to take the judgment calls with the what are the information you have and initiate the process. You cannot wait till I meet you in the next call, because some things has to be done before that. And I also learned that you should be know the damage control. So with the call, what I'm taking, I don't say that it's right every time. I know sometimes it goes wrong, but I know if this is the call which I'm taking it, and if it goes wrong, I should be able to do the damage control. If
Yeah.
it's going beyond the plate, that is tough for you. So you need to be know with your judgment, and you should know to what extent you can do
Right.
the damage control. And if I still think it is going beyond my thing, I'll escalate him to directly, I won't take the call. So you should know to what extent you can take the accountability to, and you should push it to your superior once you know that it is tough for you to control. These things are very important, and you cannot compromise over those things.
All right. It was really an insightful conversation, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.